Hey everyone, and welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back.
For today's deep dive, we're going to be tackling
Oh, yeah.
a big one,
A big one.
the future of work. We're going deep on AI's impact, and
It's everywhere you look these days.
trust me, there are some.
It really is.
Surprising economic and societal twists we'll uncover.
Yeah, for sure.
Our guide for this deep dive is a fascinating conversation with tech investor Marc Andreessen.
Oh, Andreessen. Yeah.
Yeah, you know him.
Yeah, he's got a really interesting perspective on this stuff.
He's known for his bold predictions and, well,
And his optimism.
yeah, his infectious optimism about AI's potential.
Yeah.
But he doesn't shy away from the tough questions either.
That's what makes him so interesting.
Which makes this even more interesting.
Exactly.
So what's fascinating about Andreessen's perspective is that,
Well, he doesn't see this as some far-off future.
right,
He argues these changes are already happening.
yeah,
Right under our noses.
like it's happening now.
It is happening now. He really emphasizes just how quickly AI has gone from a theoretical concept
Right.
to something millions of people are using every day.
Yeah. You think about all the different ways AI is touching our lives now.
And here's the kicker. The best AI systems
Like the really good stuff
are accessible to everyone,
to everyone.
not just some select few.
That's a game changer.
That's a huge game changer.
It really is.
This democratization of AI is unprecedented.
It is, yeah.
It raises all sorts of questions about who will benefit from this technology and how we can ensure that everyone has a chance to participate in this new economy.
Right, because you can imagine some people being left behind.
Makes you wonder, what does this mean for you specifically?
That's the question, isn't it?
What tasks in your daily life could potentially be automated by AI?
And how can you adapt and thrive in this rapidly evolving landscape?
How do you stay ahead of the curve?
Right.
Andreessen highlights 3 industries in particular
Oh, okay.
where AI is poised to have a huge impact.
All right, let's hear it.
Healthcare, entertainment, and robotics.
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 He's really big on robotics, isn't he?
His excitement about robotics is particularly interesting.
Yeah.
He envisions a world where humanoid robots seamlessly integrate into systems designed for humans,
So, like, they're just part of our everyday lives.
just walking around
Wow.
among us.
Okay.
I know it sounds like something out of science fiction.
It really does.
Yeah.
But then again, a lot of what we used to consider science fiction is now just reality.
It's becoming reality very quickly.
Yeah, that's right.
And he doesn't just talk about it theoretically.
Oh, really?
He actually owns 2 robot dogs.
Robot dog.
Chinese models, surprisingly advanced.
Oh, wow.
And he talks about how they can do flips, even outrun humans.
No way.
It's wild.
That's crazy.
It's a glimpse into a future where robots are not just tools, potential companions.
Like, we have pets.
That's a whole other level.
That anecdote about the robot dogs,
It's more than just a fun fact. It really is.
it speaks to a larger point Andreessen is making about the potential for AI companionship.
He's not just talking about robots doing our chores.
No.
He envisions robots with advanced voice interfaces
Okay.
that can hold complex conversations, offer emotional support, and even challenge our traditional notions of what it means to connect with another being.
Wow.
Like, are we going to have best friend robots?
That's a deep question.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, it makes you think.
Makes you wonder, how would you feel about having a robot companion?
I don't know.
Is this something you'd welcome?
I'd have to meet the robot.
Or does it raise some ethical concern?
Probably a few.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Andreessen acknowledges that not everyone shares his enthusiasm for AI.
Right.
He predicts a potential societal divide, with some embracing AI wholeheartedly,
Okay.
while others reject it.
It's like any new technology, I guess.
Some people are early adopters and some people are.
Yeah, some people are resistant to change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He uses the Amish as a real-world example.
They have a community that has chosen to opt out of certain technological advancements.
Right, they've kind of chosen a different path.
But he also points out that AI is being integrated into our lives so rapidly.
It's moving fast.
It's moving so fast
Yeah.
that it might be difficult for anyone to completely avoid its influence.
Even if you wanted to.
Even if you tried to live off the grid, completely off the grid, AI is probably going to touch your life in some way.
Yeah, it's probably going to find you.
Yeah, it's going to find you.
Yeah.
He makes a compelling point about how AI is already being used in so many aspects of our lives.
Oh, yeah.
From work and school to creative pursuits.
Yeah. Everywhere you look.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And as this technology becomes even more powerful and ubiquitous, the question of how we adapt to it, both individually and as a society,
Yeah, how do we manage this?
will become even more crucial.
Got to figure it out.
This leads to a really fascinating point that Andreessen makes.
Okay.
He asks, WTF happened in 1971.
WTF happened in 1971.
It's actually a website.
Oh, really?
And a whole phenomenon dedicated to exploring this idea that despite the rise of computers,
You'd think we'd be more productive.
you'd think productivity growth has actually declined
Oh, wow.
since the early 1970s.
Really?
It's a question a lot of economists and technologists have been grappling with for decades.
Yeah, trying to make sense of that.
And Andreessen suggests that this stagnation in productivity, coupled with the growth of government,
Okay.
has led to a zero-sum mindset where progress feels limited and political conflict intensifies.
So we're kind of stuck.
Like this feeling that there's only so much to go around.
Right. And if someone's winning, someone else is losing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how does this tie back to AI?
That's the question.
Well, Andreessen argues that AI could be the key to reversing this trend.
Okay.
He believes that AI has the potential to unlock a surge in productivity
Right. Like a whole new wave of innovation
and lead to positive sum growth.
where everyone benefits.
Everybody wins.
Okay. I like the sound of that. But, and this is a big but,
Oh.
he cautions that this requires stripping away regulatory barriers
So the government's got to get out of the way.
that he believes are stifling innovation.
Oh.
He argues that those slow sectors, as he calls them,
Slow sector.
areas like healthcare, education, and housing,
Okay.
are actually fueling inflation
Because they're not keeping up.
because they're not benefiting from technological advancements.
Right.
And he believes that deregulation could be the key to unleashing innovation and driving down costs in these crucial areas.
That's a bold claim.
He even brings up Argentina as an example.
Argentina.
They've implemented a wave of deregulation
Wow.
that's having a dramatic, albeit controversial, effect on their economy.
So it's a mixed bag.
It's a reminder that change of this magnitude often comes with both benefits and challenges.
Yeah, there's always going to be some pushback.
It raises the question, are we prepared for that kind of radical change?
I don't know, are we?
Or will we cling to the status quo even as the world around us transforms?
It's human nature to resist change sometimes.
This brings us to another crucial point that Andreessen raises,
Okay.
the battle over AI censorship.
Oh, this is a big one.
He believes that all those heated debates we saw about social media censorship
Right? All that stuff,
were just a warm-up.
just to warm up.
AI's potential to control the flow of information
That's scary.
is exponentially greater.
Yeah, that's a whole other level.
And here's where things get really interesting for you.
Okay, I'm listening.
Think about how this could impact your access to information,
Mm-hmm.
your ability to form your own opinions, even your understanding of truth itself.
Wow.
Andreessen emphasizes the need for what Elon Musk calls maximally truth-seeking AI. AI that helps us get closer to the truth.
Not further away.
Not further away from it,
Right.
but as you might imagine, this goal is facing fierce opposition
Oh, I bet.
from various groups seeking to control the narrative.
Of course, there's always someone who wants to control the information.
This is where the Elon Musk factor comes into play.
Elon Musk.
Andreessen clearly admires Musk's first principles thinking,
Yeah, he's a big thinker.
his laser focus on execution,
Gets things done.
and his willingness to challenge conventional wisdom.
He's not afraid to shake things up.
I think we can all agree that Musk has a pretty impressive track record.
He does.
But it begs the question,
Can it be replicated?
can his approach be replicated, or is it something unique to his personality?
Yeah, that's a great question.
That's a great question,
It leads us to a much broader discussion about the nature of work and the impact of AI.
which is exactly where we're headed next.
Okay, let's dive in.
Get ready to explore some truly mind-bending ideas as we delve deeper into Andreessen's vision of the future, a future shaped by robots,
Robots.
AI companions, and perhaps even $1 million college degree.
$1 million college degree.
Stay with us.
I can't wait. One of the most thought-provoking aspects of Andreessen's perspective
Okay.
is his take on the lump of labor fallacy.
A lump of labor fallacy.
Yeah, you know,
Refresh my memory.
this idea that there's only a fixed amount of work to be done.
Okay.
So if robots take over some jobs,
Uh-huh.
there will be fewer jobs left for humans.
Okay.
Andreessen challenges this assumption head-on.
So he's saying that this fear of robots taking our jobs,
It's a fear, it is unfounded.
that we shouldn't be worried about mass unemployment.
Like it's all going to be okay.
He argues that history has shown us the opposite.
Okay.
Think about it.
I'm thinking.
Despite centuries of technological advancements,
Right.
from the Industrial Revolution to the computer age,
Right.
there are more jobs than ever before.
That's true.
And wages have generally increased over time.
Okay, that's an interesting point.
It is.
But it's hard to ignore the anxiety many people feel
Oh, yeah.
about AI's potential impact on their livelihoods.
There's a lot of fear out there.
What about those who aren't equipped to adapt to these rapid changes?
Right.
Those whose skills become obsolete or who simply get left behind in this technological revolution?
The valid concern. Yeah.
And Andreessen acknowledges that some people will inevitably struggle to adapt.
Okay.
But he argues that resisting technological progress is not the solution.
So what is the solution?
Instead, we should focus on creating an environment where everyone has the opportunity to learn new skills and benefit from these advancements.
So like upskilling, retraining.
Exactly, equipping people with the tools they need to thrive in this new world.
That sounds great in theory,
It does.
but how do we actually make that happen?
Right.
It seems like a massive societal challenge,
It is.
especially when you consider the political and social implications.
Absolutely.
And this is where Andreessen's argument takes a really interesting turn.
Okay, where are we going now?
He suggests that the religious impulse, this deep-seated human need for meaning and belonging,
Right.
is a constant throughout history.
We're always searching for something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the target of that impulse can shift.
So it's not always about traditional religion.
Right.
He even compares intense video game communities
Video game communities.
to traditional religions,
Wow.
highlighting the similarities in how they fulfill these fundamental human needs.
That's a fascinating analogy.
It is.
Are you suggesting that people are finding their sense of purpose and community in virtual worlds?
It's not just about virtual worlds, though.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that the same neurological pathways
Okay.
that drive religious fervor
Mm-hmm.
can be activated by other things,
Like what?
whether it's a video game,
Okay.
a political movement,
Mm-hmm.
or even a tech community.
Well, interesting.
Andreessen is highlighting the fact that humans are inherently meaning-seeking creatures.
We're all looking for something.
We crave connection, purpose, and a sense of belonging.
Yeah.
And as traditional institutions evolve or decline,
Uh-huh.
we find new ways to satisfy those needs.
So how does this tie back to AI and the future of work?
Good question.
It seems like we've gone down a bit of a rabbit hole here.
Not at all.
Okay.
Andreessen's point is that as AI reshapes the world around us,
Yeah.
it will also inevitably impact how we find meaning and purpose in our lives.
Okay.
What happens to our understanding of work, leisure, and even spirituality.
It's going to change everything, isn't it?
In a world where machines can perform many of the tasks that once defined our identities.
That's a lot to think about.
It is.
This raises some profound questions, doesn't it?
It does.
What happens to our sense of self-worth when robots can do our jobs better and faster than we can?
Right.
How do we find fulfillment in a world where material abundance is readily available?
Thanks to AI-driven productivity.
But traditional sources of meaning, like work and religion, are being disrupted.
It's a whole new paradigm.
Andreessen believes that AI has the potential to address these very questions.
Really?
He argues that by freeing us from the constraints of scarcity and repetitive labor,
Okay.
AI can enable us to pursue higher-level needs,
Like what?
like creativity, self-discovery, and connection with others.
So it's not all doom and gloom.
It's almost like he's saying that we need to solve our basic material problems
The basic.
before we can truly tackle the big philosophical ones,
Well.
once our basic needs are met.
We can finally focus on what it truly means to be human. There's definitely a sense of that in his argument.
Yeah.
He seems to believe that we're on the cusp of a new era.
A new era.
One where AI can help us unlock our full potential,
Like a new renaissance.
both individually and as a species.
Okay.
But of course, there are potential downsides to consider as well.
Right. It's not all sunshine and roses.
Exactly.
Even if we achieve this utopian vision of material abundance and leisure,
Uh-huh.
what about the potential for AI to be misused or even weaponized?
That's a scary thought.
What about the ethical implications of creating machines that can think and learn like humans?
We're opening a Pandora's box here.
Yeah, it feels like we're walking this tightrope.
Yeah.
On the one hand, this is incredible potential for AI to solve problems, create abundance, and maybe even help us find deeper meaning.
Right.
But on the other hand, there's this looming shadow of misuse, unintended consequences, maybe even existential threats.
The downsides.
Andreessen doesn't shy away from the darker possibilities.
Yeah.
In fact, he brings up a particularly chilling concern, the potential for AI censorship.
That's true.
He argues that the battles we've seen over social media
Right.
were just a glimpse of what's to come.
Oh.
Imagine AI systems
Wow.
with the power to not just filter information,
Yeah.
but to shape our understanding of reality itself.
That's scary.
That's a scary thought.
It is.
What would it mean for us if we can't even trust the information we're getting?
Right.
Or if our access to knowledge is controlled by algorithms designed to manipulate or mislead?
Like we're living in a simulation.
This is where the idea of maximally truth-seeking AI,
Okay.
championed by Elon Musk and others,
Great
becomes
concept.
so crucial.
Truth-seeking AI.
Can we develop AI systems that prioritize truth and transparency,
Okay.
that help us cut through the noise and get closer to a more objective understanding of the world?
It's a tall order.
It sounds like a monumental task,
It is?
especially given the forces that might resist such a development.
Yeah, who's going to be in charge of that?
Think about governments, corporations, even ideological groups. They all have a vested interest in shaping the narrative to their advantage.
Of course they do.
Could we ever create an AI that's truly neutral, truly objective?
That's the million-dollar question.
It really is.
It circles back to something we discussed earlier.
Okay.
The importance of understanding the motivations
Yeah.
of those who are developing and deploying AI.
Like, who's building this stuff?
It's not just about the technology itself.
Right.
It's about the values that are embedded within it.
And this brings us back to Andreessen's point about the religious impulse.
Okay.
If that impulse is a constant, if humans are always searching for meaning and belonging,
Right.
how will that impulse manifest itself in a world increasingly shaped by AI?
Yeah, what's that going to look like?
Will we see the rise of new belief systems, new rituals,
Okay.
new ways of understanding our place in the cosmos?
That's a fascinating question to ponder.
It really is.
Will AI challenge traditional religious concepts?
Okay.
Could it even become the object of worship itself?
Like people worshiping AI?
Or will it lead us to a more secular humanist understanding of the world,
Okay.
where meaning is found in human connection and the pursuit of knowledge?
It's almost as if we're on the verge of a new renaissance.
A new renaissance.
But instead of rediscovering classical knowledge, we're grappling with the implications of artificial intelligence and its potential to redefine what it means to be human.
And just like the Renaissance,
Yeah.
this era of AI will likely be marked by both incredible progress and profound upheaval.
So we're in for a wild ride.
We'll see breakthroughs in medicine,
Okay.
energy, and countless other fields.
It's hard to even imagine what's possible.
But we'll also see challenges to our existing social structures,
Right.
our economic systems,
Yeah.
and even our fundamental understanding of ourselves.
So what does all of this mean for you, the listener?
Right, like what do we do with all this information?
This isn't just some abstract philosophical debate.
No, this is real life.
These changes are happening right now, and they're going to impact your life in profound ways.
So we better pay attention.
Are you prepared for a world where robots are commonplace?
Okay.
Where AI influences everything from your job prospects to your newsfeed?
Wow.
Where the very definition of human is being redefined?
It's a lot to process.
The future is uncertain, but that doesn't mean we're powerless.
No, we have choices to make.
The choices we make today, individually and collectively, will shape the world of tomorrow.
So let's make good choices.
It's up to us to engage in these conversations, to ask tough questions, and to demand that AI be developed and used in a way that benefits all of humanity.
That's a powerful message to end on.
It's a reminder that we're not just passive observers in this technological revolution.
They're active participants.
We're active participants, and the future is ultimately what we make it.
Let's make it a good one.
This has been our deep dive into the world of AI robotics and the future of work, as seen through the lens of Marc Andreessen's insights.
It's been a fascinating journey.
We hope this has sparked your curiosity, challenged your assumptions, and maybe even left you feeling a little bit inspired to shape the future you want to see.
Keep questioning, keep exploring,
And most importantly,
and diving deep.